Happy Wednesday, everybody. I hope your week is going well. Let's get a little bit of a refill and, well, get that midweek sip on. Hello there, everybody. I do apologize in advance if I do have issues with the allergies. My name is Jenna O'Malley. Welcome, my fellow soul bard. It's so good to see you. So, last night, over on my main channel for writing sprints, we drew something I wrote. Most of the quotes from Cup of Positivity are written by the Cheesecake Man's hand. Tonight says, refill the well to pour from the cup. I've gotten really good about practicing what I preach here lately. Some of my friends have been very, very kind to remind me to take care of me above all and above else. Jess, Jenny included, right? Several of you on the replay. Hello, it's good to see you. So what are some ways that you're taking care of you? Are you taking care of you? Is the way you've been taking care of you no longer working? Because that kind of became my issue. What worked at the apartment is not translocating here. I don't know if it was just the stress of moving unexpectedly last year or what, but I'm learning that the self-care that did work at the last two places where we've lived isn't working. My boundaries that I used to use a couple of years ago, they're outdated. It's kind of time for an update. I mean, we all know that some updates are risky. I'm looking at you, Microsoft. We're still feeling, the implications of one rogue update gone wrong in parts of the world. To, if you've ever seen the short Tech Support by Foamy the Squirrel over at Ill Will Press. Yeah. I accidentally changed a 1 to a 0. How do I fix that? All of us feel that in life sometimes. Sometimes it does feel, quote, as simple as finding the light switch that didn't get turned on, or in some cases turned off, right? This definitely can lead to us feeling like we're just emptying our cups with nothing in return. Now, I'm not a big fan of toxic transactional relationships. Yes, all relationships, even in our writing and in our books that we read, should normally have an ebb and a flow to them. You can bet that Ian and Neftiri do not get along all the time. There's literally chapter 8, book 1. She tosses him off a horse, physically and metaphorically. She unhorses him and literally makes him go, I have a lot of really bad childhood programming that she's worth getting rid of for. She does that just by tossing him off a horse. Rochelle, pardon my vocal cords there. Rochelle, she literally denied Bjorn the chance to marry her while she was queen and him become king because he had some maturitying up to do. So it gets into our books all the time, and we, like my friend Mel Power says, snap the glow stick of our characters in ways that benefit them. Maybe there's, if not glow sticks, maybe there's chunks of bubble wrap you haven't popped in your life that needs popped and kind of processed out, if you got my meaning. Jenny, self-care needs to be altered for each need of it. Ooh, this is true. One type won't work for everything. You figured that out today. You have had a very interesting journey since I've met you, and since 2021, I think, is when I started hanging around authortube under my pen name. And even from the beginning, just your journey has been so intriguing. And I'll admit, I've seen your self-care change. I would venture to say that in the last 18 months, This is an example of someone who is learning the benefits of radical self-care and putting her first. You're being a champ at it, honey. It doesn't look like it right now, I'm sure, and I'm giving you a big, 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 big hug. I'm giving you one. Seriously. Yeah. You've done all the better amid the chaos to make sure that you're staying steady. Now, I've said it around here a couple of times and on my other channel. Steady and stable are not exactly the same thing. You're welcome. You're welcome. Seriously. You come this way and see Sako, let me know. I'll make a 2-hour drive down south. I have a hug for you. The definite full circle of the last 4 years, 5 years for a lot of us, all of us can raise our hands confidently and say, in many ways, me from 2019 is very, very proud of me right now. She's not so happy with some other choices I've made. Let's get real. We're human. It's part of the condition to be foolish and make not so great decisions, even as adults, no matter your age. That's okay. And it'll be fun. It'll be fun. But for sure, the sandbox has got to get messy, muddy, unruly. The swimming pool of life is going to get green and grow stuff. And sometimes you got to dig out and replace the sand or shock it with maybe not, chemicals and chlorine, but what would be the equivalent in self-care? For me, sometimes it is about sitting down and doing my nails. But what's going through my head while I'm sitting here painting my nails? For some of us, it's sitting and dyeing our own hair. What am I doing during that time? Normally when I'm looking at my nails, I'm going, they look so pretty. They look so shiny. Oh my God, I love this color. But I'm also Virgo sun, Pisces moon, fighting my inner perfectionist, stroke by stroke, movement by movement, because that's a tiny canvas. And I know better than to bleed into my cuticles, because if you bleed into your cuticles, yes, that's my index finger world, you have that happen. Stuff gets up under the polish and then pop, it flings off after you wash your hands too many times or take a couple of showers. Because, oh, look, my inner perfectionist said, we can make it closer to the wall. And we messed up. Instead of Bob Rossing my nails and letting it be a, happy little weird shaped brush stroke and move on, happy little tree, it became, now I got to redo all the other fingers because one popped off early. When it comes to dealing with dyeing my own hair, I'm looking myself in the mirror and I don't like doing that. For 2 reasons. One, my mother, I know why now. My mother was obsessed with having a mirror in every single room of the house. We had one in the living room that was kind of decorative, one in the dining room that was kind of decorative, one in the kitchen, one in both bathrooms, and one in every bedroom. Why do we need so many mirrors? I need one mirror. I need one. So I have a very uncomfortable thing with too many mirrors around me. But also, normally, yes, little princess, I'm over here. Kitty cat wake it up. Heads up. I have someone coming over for pets. Or never mind, she's eating food. Never mind. Anyway. Diva. She's called Princess for a reason. Also, when I'm looking in the mirror, since I don't do it that often, this is the other reason why I don't look in the mirror. It's a challenge to not look at all my flaws. I have a ton of freckles. Thank you, Filter on StreamYard, for covering that and my horrendous bags under my eyes. I also, ever since I was a little baby, I have the veins around my eyes sit very skin forward so you can see them, to the point that neighbors asked my mom if she was putting blue eyeshadow on me as a baby. No, that's legit her vein just sticking out constantly. So it's a challenge when you're looking in the mirror trying to, can I make sure I get it as close to the hairline as possible, to not also look at your flaws. Do the same thing. You don't look, I can't stand it. That was part of the hardest part of doing YouTube for me. Therefore, and a lot of you are going, exactly. I know the benefits of doing video marketing. Video is king, as we say. I also know that for a lot of us, doing video marketing means we're looking at ourselves way more often than we want to. So we have to learn self-care to balance that out. It's very much a balancing act. And your body is going to start telling you. I've recently reread The Body Keeps Score alongside this book. The Covert Passive-Aggressive Narcissist, Recognizing the Traits and Finding Healing After Hidden Emotional and Psychological Abuse by Debbie Mirza. And then there's a follow-up book to this that Meredith Miller writes called The Journey. And as a daughter of a covert passive-aggressive narcissist, I definitely reread this book with The Body Keeps Score and The Journey, because they all are a nice little be kind to you sandwich, in my opinion. So sometimes reading anything helps. I have been doing way more self-care reading because I'm editing a lot of fiction books lately. Now, whenever I edit a lot of nonfiction, I tend to read a lot of fiction. You see how I might balance that out. But your body really does truly keep score. Are your headaches getting worse? Are you needing a nap? I'm not a nap person. I stopped taking naps before I was 2 years old. Like, literally. My brothers talked about it all the time. You were a horrible napper. Because my brothers were, 18 to 22 years older than me. They sometimes had to babysit me and did not like trying to make me take a nap because I wanted to do everything. Does that sound familiar? Anyway, my body tells me big time. When I'm going at noon, like earlier today, K Parquet Sprints ended around noon. Angela Hester book started around that time, and I'm just like, can I stay awake? Nope. I had to go get coffee. So what also bad habits wise are you doing with your food? When I'm not doing well to eat, I don't binge eat. My issue is my mom was a cook for a living. So if you didn't do it right, she didn't let you cook. So you can see where some moms are not good teachers in the kitchen, and you know who those moms are. If you've ever seen Downton Abbey, it's like having Mrs. Patmore, the staff head cook, literally teaching Daisy how to cook sometimes. No, you gotta do it that way, even though you did it perfectly fine and right that, I didn't find a love of cooking until actually we moved 2 years ago. I will admit, when we moved out 2 years ago and I got away from that voice, I started liking eating again. Now I eat way different stuff, but I'm finding I love to cook. I don't like to eat. And when I'm not feeling good, the stuff I want to eat emotionally is just quick grab stuff. Salad's a good quick grab choice for a reason to me. I can literally throw it in a bowl and have food that is very filling and relatively nutritious in less than 5 minutes. Because when my emotional eating comes out in I don't want to eat, therefore let me make a lot of something fast and then eat a lot all at once and then not eat. Jenny, yours, oh no. You had the stereotypical mom of the 90s sitcom. She's learning how to cook through you. I was very blessed in that my mom cooked for a living, and prior to me, my brothers probably had this going on, is what I'm trying to admit. When they were little in the 60s and 70s, they probably had some, interesting 70s casseroles, we shall say. And by the time I came along, Mom had been, employed as a head night cook in a nursing home and worked at the cookie factory, worked at, if you've ever been to Holland's Market in Baltimore, Maryland, Chucky's Fried Chicken used to be a stall in there. She used to sling chicken there and knew how to do all parts of the line, from butchering it all the way down to serving it. You get what I mean? And that's her world, is cooking. And now that it's just me doing most of the cooking, it's like, okay, what do you like? I will admit, I also grew up with a stereotypical white family meal, unfortunately. My dad was very, 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 very much a meat and taters or beans and taters kind of guy, because farm kid. And we ate a lot of pasta. We didn't do a lot of rice growing up because my father spent time in Vietnam. And when he lost his right knee and had to spend several months in Japan healing with a knee replacement surgery, he got really, really sick of rice. Because in Japan, rice is literally like, even especially like the rice they use is not nowhere near what we use. The nutritional value is much better, so on and so forth. But they use it as like a healing kind of food. And my dad was just like, yeah, no, for the rest of my life, no more rice. So we definitely were as cheap as possible meat and taters kind of family, because family of 7. Jenny, you love to cook, currently learning how to cook Southern meals. See, my dad's mom could cook a mean Southern meal. She was a Virginia farm girl. Collard greens. Oh my God. Were you in that chat with Rhiannon the other day where she was talking about putting collard greens in a burrito? And my brain is just going, why haven't I tried this sooner? God, okay. Food. Dangerous topic with me, because I like cooking. I like the flavors. I don't enjoy eating a lot of it. I'll take a couple bites and I'm good. Southern meals are really good comfort food. It does sound interesting, right? And where you are, you might have good access to collards and other types of good greens. So the physical care very much then turns into emotional care. What are you doing when you're cooking? For me, I am more likely to enjoy cooking for whatever reason if it involves baking it. Something about good music, cold weather, needing to warm up. That's all it is for me. I used to bake a lot of cakes for my dad on occasion in the winter when it was cold, to keep the house warm for that reason. Good music was always playing, ? Maybe that's a carryover from that. But find something and make it non-negotiable as part of your week. Maybe part of your meal prep. Maybe because that's meal prep is like a survival for emotional eaters sometimes. Overeaters and undereaters and people who have eating preferences that can be restrictive, right? That need to make sure that you're taking care of you. I don't want to say it becomes ritualistic, but it's definitely a little more sacred than a routine. Maybe that's what needs to be done. Kind of circling back, that's why whenever I have to look the mirror at myself and do my hair for a long time, one of the first things I'm going to do, I'll pull up a romantic movie or a romantic audiobook or a musical or an anime that I know I love. Because it's going to take me about that long to put it in my hair, let it process, and then wash it out anyway. So why not enjoy it along the way? What can you stack it with that's enjoyable for you? Habits included and not. Maybe just preferential choices. Found snacks that help you slow down, that are healthy and good. This is key for us, people whom have emotional ties to eating. It's the healthy. Like I will tell the Cheesecake Man, when in doubt, if you think I'm hungry, just stick a salad in front of me. I've been this way since a kid. If you would stick just like cheese and pickles in front of me, because, you know, that's healthier than chips, basically. I would probably rather that than the chips anyway. So, what are you doing to take care of you? You've had gorgeous hair, honey. I was going to say, you pick all the pretty colors. Yeah, and tend to make a moment out of it. Yeah, with music. I mean, I have a sign that says put on the coffee and some gangster rap and handle it. Why can't you do the same thing, but while doing your hair or taking care of you? Because you've been worth it all along. I'll see you all in sprints. Get a quick break. Bye. Take care. You're worth it.